It's major week, and we are going to be previewing the PGA Championship this week on the RotoWire and PickGuru weekly preview show, the home of winning PGA golf picks. I'm Matt Hardy. I'm head of content at PickGuru, and I'm delighted to be joined, as ever, by PGA expert Len Hochberg from RotoWire. Len, looking forward to this big week in the calendar.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Started doing my research a couple of weeks ago, and it just really builds up and just have a lot of good feelings about what we're going to see at Southern Hills. It's going to be maybe not a traditional PGA Championship track, but I think it's going to be fun for the viewers, for us.
Absolutely. Major week means major prizes on PickGuru. So there's a minimum of £2,000 to be won in our main public contest, a category picks game for £10. We also have a £2 game and a £50 game, so something for everyone. And we're also going to be launching a new game format this week called Matchups, where you can predict the outcome of the 3-ball and the 2-ball pairings as the week goes on. So a bit more interest for every day of the tournament. So look out for that inside the app. If you want to get involved, please visit the link below. You can download the app and you can download PickGuru. You can play along with the categories that we're going to preview today. So we're going to run through the categories in the game and preview the tournament generally. And we're going to start off with the hot favourites category, which is very aptly named. It's as deep a category, I think, as you'll ever see in our games. Len, who have you gone for?
Yeah, Matt. Well, this is a tough one for me because I fully expect the winner of the PGA and most majors to come from, top 10, 12, 15 in the world. Certainly we do see some outliers and some guys who are a little bit lower ranked than that. But I think most of my effort is concentrated on these top guys. And there are actually 3 guys that I've been debating in this group. I think Scotty Sheffler is a no-brainer. I mean, aside from everything else about Scotty Sheffler, he's now playing on his favorite course. And when I said Scotty Sheffler no-brainer, I just mean he had to be in my consideration. I'm also considering Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy. I'm going to go with Justin Thomas this week, which is a very Len Hochberg type play. I always find a reason not to pick Justin Thomas, but he's been circling, he's been nearby, he's been close. He was again last week at the Byron Nelson. Something always seems to go wrong. I think that at some point something is going to all go right for Justin Thomas.
Double penalty. So Justin Thomas is my pick as well. I wrote the betting preview yesterday, and he's my headline selection. So I've probably given away my one and done for later. But I think he ticks every box here. It's obviously a deep category. You can obviously make the argument for everyone in it. But I looked at approach, greens in regulation, scrambling, and proximity as my main metrics this week. We'll talk about the course in a minute. Thomas ranks 5th for approach, 30th greens in regulation, 5th for scrambling, 9th for proximity. He literally ticks every box. He won this event in 2017. He has 8 top 10s in his last 11 stroke play events. He played very well last week. Just feels like he's building to something. And hopefully he's building to victory in this. So 2 votes for Thomas. And we move on to the World Elite section. And who have you gone for here, Len?
Yeah, we've talked every week. We talk, and I talk a lot about Shane Lowry. So it hurts me to not pick Shane Lowry in this group, but I do think very highly of Shane Lowry. He's in my top 10 in my RotoWire rankings, but above him in this area.
If Shane Lowry's watching, we can reassure him that you have all the love in the world for Shane Lowry. But
I do. But I don't know if unrequited love or what, but I have a little more love for Cam Smith this week. I was very high on Cam Smith at the Masters. He didn't deliver. He came very close. I think that Southern Hills, not a traditional PGA Tour track where you just have to long, narrow fairways where you just have to drive the ball and just hit it a ton. I think there's a lot more nuance. I think there are some similarities to Augusta where the short game really, really will come into play. We keep hearing how difficult the greens are going to be and around the greens and the roll-offs, and that sounds a lot like Augusta. And so I'm going to go back to Cam Smith with one of the best short games in all of golf.
Yeah, I've certainly done the same research as you. I mean, the course has been redesigned in the last few years, but it seems to be that you're going to be really not severely, but you're going to be punished for missing quite a small target area in the greens. So scrambling and around the green is seriously going to come into play this week, isn't it? Just a couple of thoughts on the course. Is that about right?
Yeah. It's far different for those who could remember when we last saw it in 2007 when Tiger won the PGA Championship there. The fairways were much more narrow, a lot more trees. The trees have been removed by Gil Hanse and his team. Not all the trees. We like trees. His renovation team came in 2019. And there used to be a lot of rough around the greens. The greens are pretty small, only about 5,000 square feet, so they're going to be tough to hit anyway. But he's removed that rough. He's put in short grass. So if you don't hit the right target, and there are small targets on the green, you will roll off. And as Gil Hanse has said in interviews, you could roll off 30 yards or more. So I think that's really going to be something, kind of as golf fans, we like to see that. We like to see some, these guys have to hit hard shots. I think they're going to have a lot of hard shots to hit. There's also a lot of bunkers around the greens. So they're going to, if they miss their target on the green and they are tiny targets, bunker or roll off, not really a good option there.
Probably not good news for Victor Hovland fans, but we'll see how he gets on. My pick in the World Elite categories is Hideki Matsuyama. He's quite a strong fancy, actually. 6th for approach play, 7th greens in regulations, 22nd scrambling, 10th proximity. He now has that major tag off of his shoulders, having won the Masters. He played tremendously well last week, I thought, returning from injury for the first time. And he adores these green surfaces. We're going to be on bent grass greens this week. He's notoriously, got a shaky putter in the past, but he seems to really raise his game and he really enjoys these bent grass greens. So I think Matsuyama has a big chance. I was torn the same as you with Lowry. I mean, 4th for approach, 2nd for scrambling, 2nd for sand stays, and 1st for proximity. He's almost the perfect player. I can't believe neither of us are going for him. He just finds a way to keep getting beat as well, which is not a good habit to have developed. But, we'll see. We'll see how Lowry goes this week. US Stars is next. Can I get your vote for this category, please, Len?
Yeah, 2 guys I was considering here. One, I'll just mention that Xander Schauffele, he really, he has not had a good year. He came out on Sunday, and I think he shot 11 under, and that really changed my thinking or started to change my thinking on Xander, but it has not been a great year, but this is a perfect fit for him. But I'm going to go with Jordan Spieth. As you mentioned, bent grass greens, that's also the same as Augusta. One more correlation to the Masters. We know about Jordan Spieth at the Masters. He just won at the Heritage. He just finished 2nd to K.H. Lee last week at the Byron Nelson. Obviously, he's playing well. It's not really a traditional Jordan Spieth. He's driving the ball, and his iron play is better than it's been. And he used to rely so much on making long putts and his great putter. Well, the putting is not great. But, I just say, and this is where Jordan Spieth can complete the career Grand Slam. I think the reason he hasn't won a PGA is because the long tracks are really what give him the hardest time. Well, this non-traditional PGA Championship track may be his best chance in a lot of years coming up to win the career Grand Slam.
Yeah, that certainly seems to be the narrative, doesn't it? That this course is going to be a much better suit than most PGAs for Spieth. He's my selection as well. I spoke last week about how dangerous he is when he's relaxed, and I really feel like he's in completely control of his game right now. Won at the Heritage, runner-up last week. 9 times out of 10, I think he would have won last week. KH Lee was holing out 12-foot pars while Jordan was 3-putting on the 10th. I think in a normal world, Spieth would have probably won last week, and he'd be turning up here on a hat-trick. I like him. Do you think the Grand Slam narrative, do you think that's a help or a hindrance to him this week?
I think that stuff always hurts the player. It just puts more focus, more pressure on them. I think they probably would just love to just be left alone and go out and play and concentrate on their game. But there's only 5 or 6 golfers have ever won the career Grand Slam. It's really it puts you in a category in the history of golf that very few players have ever gotten to. It really brings you to another level. And I'm sure he's thought about it and think, wow, if I could be there, that would be unbelievable. But it just puts so much more pressure on you. It can't be helpful.
Yeah, it does. It'll be interesting to see how he goes, trying to join the Immortals. Right, let's cover off 2 categories. So let's do GB and Ireland category and the International Stars category.
Yeah, Matt Fitzpatrick for me in this category. I think he'll probably be a popular pick. I like Bob McIntyre. He never missed a cut in 8 majors so far. But I think that just, Matt Fitzpatrick is just a better level player. For someone who's not a super long hitter, he plays the tough tracks very well. He really is. I think he's top 25 in every strokes gained category on the PGA Tour, and he's number 1 in probably the most important one, strokes gained total. He really has the complete package and is playing well all year. Not the greatest record in majors lately, although 14th at the Masters, pretty good. So I do like him. And in internationals, Corey Connors. Corey Connors having a great year after a slow start. Just a great driver, an iron player. I think he will have trouble around the greens, but I think his accuracy, greens and regulation numbers and stuff will minimize that. So I don't like him a lot in the scheme of the whole tournament, but certainly in this category.
Yeah, I'm also with Fitz in the GB and Ireland category. Your colleague Ryan Andrade, who writes the written preview on PickGuru.co.uk, he felt this was the easiest category to sort out, and he thought Fitz was clear. He, like you said, he leads the PGA Tour in shots gained total, and he's top 25 in all the categories. He's in good form. Looks a really solid chance. I'm with Joaquin Neiman in the International Stars. Played well last week. Got to the final group on Sunday, but obviously faded. Didn't play too well on the final day. But he's a tremendous ball striker. He won the Genesis at Riviera, which is also perhaps a correlating course with Augusta. So he is my pick. Right, we're going to move on to the Major Champions category now. And the public want to know, is Len Hochberg with or against Tiger Woods?
Well, never against Tiger Woods, whether I pick him or not. But I am fully on with Tiger Woods this week in this category. To be candid, I'm picking him because he is what I like best in this category. I kind of think he will have a good tournament. In my rankings, where I rank every guy in the whole field, I have him 31st. Which is an improvement from the Masters, where he finished 47th. I think, again, the characteristics of this course will benefit Tiger Woods. The fact that he played and has confidence and knows he can get through 4 rounds, however painful it was and however much he faded on the weekend. I just think he's going to be better this week. I don't think it's a strong category for picks. Louis Oosthuizen is the highest ranked guy in that category, I believe. We haven't seen Louis Oosthuizen since he withdrew from the Masters, so we really don't know what is going on with him. I think in a perfect world, Oosthuizen would be the pick, but hopefully that my picking Tiger Woods here will not move the betting markets. I don't want to come on him too heavily here. I like him in this category.
Okay, I think he really laid a solid foundation at Augusta. I think there were real glimpses that his game was still there in parts. And I think with any sportsman coming back off a huge injury layoff, once you've had that first run under your belt, you would hope for natural improvement next time. So I think I think there's a real case for him, and I think he's going to be a popular pick. I came out with Jason Day. I think he's playing deceptively well. I mean, it's not backed up by the data. I can't use any arguments there, but he does have 4 top 25s in his last 8 starts. He's being regularly undone by one bad round. It's remarkable when you go through his form. He just has one bad round that just sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's really hurting him. If he manages to put it all together, I think he'll have a good chance within the context of this category. But it is a big if, and to be honest, I'll probably be cheering on Tiger anyway. Let's finish off the category picks. So we're going to finish with the US Contenders and the European Challengers.
Yeah, I seem to have a deja vu where last week or the week before, probably 2 weeks ago, I was deciding between Keegan Bradley and Max Homa in one category. And I think I went with Keegan Bradley, and I'm not sure, but I am going with Keegan Bradley this week. Keegan Bradley's been playing very well, has a bunch of top 8s his last few times out. I think 3 in his last 5 starts. He just finished second to Homa at the TPC Potomac. Great driver of the ball, great iron player. Even his putting is merely mediocre this year and not horrible. And when someone who hits the ball as well as Keegan Bradley can go from horrible putter to average putter, that is a huge game changer. I like him in this category. And lastly, Alex Noren. Alex Noren, he used to be a top 10 player. He fell on some hard times, at least on the golf course. He is now very close to getting back into the top 50, continues to play well on all sorts of different tracks, played well last week. I do like him with an emphasis on short game. Seamus Power got my attention a little bit, but Alex Noren.
Okay, yep. For me, Taylor Gooch in the US Contenders category. He let me down last week. I was with him last week, but I think if you forgive him that, there's lots to like this week. He was born and went to college in Oklahoma, so he's going to be at home. 21st for approach, 7th around the green, 26th greens in regulation. I quite like him a lot. I think he should be well suited to the course. And we will finish in harmony. So I'm with Alex Noren as well. Very steady Eddie, as we'd say in the UK, particularly in the context of this category. I think he has the least to prove. He hasn't missed a cut at an individual event since January. He's just really, really consistent, and I think that will probably be enough to get it done. So Noren for the both of us. Let's finish as we always do, and let's do a one and done. So, Len, who is going to win the PGA Championship 2022?
Well, I picked Cam Smith for the Masters. He didn't do it. He came close. I mean, I guess if we were officially in a one and done pool and can only pick somebody once, I wouldn't be able to pick Cam Smith, but I don't think we're in that situation here. I do like Cam Smith. He's a top 5 player in the world. He has been playing great this year, just ran into Scotty Sheffler. It may happen again, but I think the course sets up very nicely for Cam Smith. He's got some unfinished business beginning at Rays Creek on Sunday at the Masters.
Love it. Justin Thomas for me. I think he ticks every box. I'm just hoping that it all goes right this week and he gets his hands on another major that he walked away with in 2017. So I'm hoping that 5 years on, lightning strikes twice for Justin Thomas. So thanks very much, Len. Thanks for all your picks. Thanks for your insight. Good luck this week. Good luck to all the DFS players out there. Download PickGuru. We've got plenty of big prizes on offer. And good luck to everyone on the PGA and enjoy the week. Thanks for watching.